Hi, I'm Mark. This is Diego.
Hey.
We're with Orbitvu USA, and welcome to another episode of Automate to Elevate. And in this particular episode, we're going to talk a little bit about maybe a little bit of a misconception when it comes to the thought that sometimes if you're going to automate a process that you're going to have to give up something, you're going to have to sacrifice something. And I would say in some automated processes that's actually true, but Orbitvu is very unique as far as automated photography. They actually have a system that's very flexible, and actually the thing we're going to focus on today is some of the tools that you could use, some accessories you can use to really allow you not to sacrifice your creative control. And of course with imaging, creativity is key. The ability to work with light, the ability to be creative with your images. So depending whether you're just shooting some e-commerce images or some marketing campaign type of images, you at least want to have some control and not give up or sacrifice control for the sake of automation. And again, I think with Orbitvu, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You actually can get both. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do a little demo shooting. And the theme of the shoot is Valentine's Day. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So Diego, make sure you get the candy and the flowers for your wife. But what we're going to do is start with, we have a little set in here. We got some wine, we got a flower, we got a rose, and we have a wine glass, and we're going to use that as our set today. Diego, you can take this home afterwards. Right. You'll be a hero. You'll be a hero for sure. And then to begin with, let's just take kind of an inside view. This is the base AlphaShot XL Pro V2 system, and we haven't added the accessories that we're going to talk to you about yet. So we just want to show you as a kind of a default what you can get, and actually it's a pretty flexible system out of the box, if you will. But let's flip over to our mobile camera. And what we'll do is show you inside a little bit how this system works as far as light and so forth. So as you can see, we've got our nice little Valentine's Day set. And as far as lighting, you can see in this system, we've got a strip light on the left-hand side, another on the right-hand side. And both these lights can be actually moved in and out, and they can actually be rotated. In addition, we've got strip light on the top left and on the top right. And both of those lights can be rotated. Also, the entire back is backlit with LEDs, and the bottom is lit from the bottom with LEDs. So you really have 6 separate light zones. So even kind of as a default setup, you actually have quite a bit of control, especially as it compares to other types of systems. So out of the box, it's actually quite good as far as giving you control. So I think what we'll do is we'll just take a quick shot in the Orbitvu Station software and just show you what you can get just kind of as a quick little default. So Diego, why don't we flip over to the software screen, and we'll show you how we're set up here. And again, you can see in Orbitvu Station, we just have a standard even light template. And with Orbitvu, you could create camera and light settings as many as you'd like. You could template them and save them for, again, repeatability and consistency. But in this particular case, we just have our set. We have our lights as we've shown you, just standard with no accessories added. The one thing we do have here, one of the 3 accessories that we're using, we actually have installed already, and it's the reflective pad. So we're using that because we want to, again, get a little bit more creative and show some reflection in our final image. So with that being said, Diego, why don't we just take a quick shot? And you can see how quickly we actually remove the background. And we have a standard light setup, and maybe that reflection might be a little too harsh for you. You know, it may be fine, but you can see the reflection is a little bit washed out. But let's put it on a background color. Good, we'll use our Valentine's pink. And you can see, you know, it's not a bad shot, but the reflection probably needs a little bit of work, and we could, again, manipulate light and get there a little further down the road of getting what we want it to look like. And again, the reflection, you got some harder reflections on the bottles. So this just gives you an idea of very quickly, out of the box, what you can achieve. So again, our focus is going to be on, let's see how creative we can be, and let's work with some of that lighting. So we're going to talk about a couple of accessories that we're going to use, and we're going to reshoot this with these accessories. So Diego, let's go back to the main camera. Okay, so what we're going to use for our next shot is, the first thing is we have a set of diffusers. So again, Orbitvu has diffuser options for this particular model, and Diego's going to go ahead and install a diffuser on each side for those 2 side lights. And these diffusers just stick in magnetically, and you could rotate them to different specific angles and lock them in. So he's going to go ahead and install that one, and then he'll grab the other one and he'll put it on the right hand side. So again, these accessories are very easily installed, very quick to install, very easy to work with. So again, once we have these diffusers installed, we really have two accessories now, the diffusers, and remember we have that reflective pad on the rotating table. So the third accessory we're going to talk about or show you is what we call a front textile cover. So again, with a system like this, or a typical product shooting system, you could get some reflection, either from the studio that you're in or from the camera. So this textile cover, it's reversible, white or black, and we're going to put it across the front of the machine to kind of block off that reflection. So again, it gives you some more flexibility as far as handling reflection or again, bouncing light. In this case, we have the white side facing the inside. So once Diego has that set up, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and flip back to the software, and then we'll kind of show you what we're getting now with these accessories installed. So now, very quickly, you can see how that looks much different. You can see those reflections are much softer, much more diffused. Even the reflection, I think, is going to look much better. So let's go ahead and take a quick shot. Actually, what we'll do, Diego, we have a default lighting template.
Correct.
So again, when you start adding these accessories, you can again manipulate the light and save it as a template to optimize your lighting for the accessories that you have installed. So now that we have our lighting all set up, we're going to hit capture. And you can see already that's a much nicer image in my opinion as far as the reflections. Let's go ahead and put a color background on the back. And there we are with our Valentine's pink background. You can see the lighting is very nice. Again, much more creative. The reflection looks very, very nice. So again, with these accessories, we don't want to limit your control, your creative control. And Orbitvu, again, is a very flexible system. It allows you not to sacrifice control for automation, which I think is very, very key when you're looking at automated systems. So what we're going to do now with this particular shot, we're going to output this particular image. So we're going to let's delete the old one that we didn't like, and we'll just keep the one that we shot that we did like. And now we're about to export actually two different ways. We're going to go ahead and output this image on our Valentine's pink background at a 2000 by 2000 DPI pixel dimension, and we'll also do it on a white background. So we could create as many of these different types of outputs as we'd like, and we call them output presets here on the right hand side. And let's just go ahead and export those, Diego. So that quickly we have those exported, and we'll just bring them up and kind of show you in Photoshop what we ended up with. So there's our Valentine's pink shot, and there's the shot on a white background. We'll just put them side by side. And you can see very quickly how we're able to create some pretty nice images. And again, with these accessories, with this added flexibility, we're not going to limit your creative control. So Orbitvu is about not limiting control, but still giving you the productivity, the speed, the efficiency of automation. So that's our episode for today. If you'd like to learn more about Orbitvu, reach us at orbitvuusa.com. We would love to schedule a live online demo. We could show you how this works live, or you're always invited to come to our demonstration and training facility here outside of Atlanta, Georgia. So until then, we'll see you next time on another episode of Automate to Elevate.